Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are once again on the Third Man Cricket Show. I'm your anchor, Vansh Chawla, and I've been joined by two special guests here for tonight's El-Classico of the IPL, or you can say the IPL Classico for that fact. But an interesting game, two heavyweights playing against each other, and we obviously do know the rivalry that exists too. One of the most successful sides that IPL cricket have ever has ever witnessed. So I can see a lot of you guys are joining in now at the stream. But let me just welcome my panel here for today. Abhinav Mishra, a passionate MI fan. Obviously, he has been following Mumbai Indians. You might have seen him in a few of the live sessions previously as well. So welcome, Abhinav. What are your expectations for today?
Thank you, Ash, for having me. First of all, yeah, the expectations, I don't know, man, to be honest. This is the game which MI fans, eagerly wait for when we see that IPL schedule when it's out. So, yeah, hoping for a positive result tonight, and let's hope that CSK lose.
Well, certainly that's what you will think. But on the other hand, I've got Shaun Joseph, who's having his debut today on the show. And what are your expectations, Shaun? Do you think you'll be the lucky charm for Chennai today?
Hello, Vansh. How are you?
I'm good, man. What about you?
I'm good. I'm good. And talking about today's game, obviously, you know how the form is of Chennai. I think they'll win tonight.
Well, both teams excited of winning the match. Both there has been a past rivalry out there, as I mentioned previously. Two of the best sides in the IPL. But talking about the head-to-head battle here, 19 matches for the Mumbai Indians and 13 matches for the Chennai Super Kings. So that's certainly one stat that will play on Sean's mind today. But I know, Abhinav, you're not a big fan of stats, but do you think the 19 wins will have a positive effect on Mumbai?
Uh, well, to some extent, we can say that yeah, it will have a positive effect because the game is of huge stature, man. And if you see, Chennai didn't play IPL for 2 seasons, so if you take out those 4 games, anything could have happened in those 4 games. So stats only you can say that stats don't matter in such huge games. This game is as big as the Madrid derby or the El-Classico of football or the Manchester derby. So you
Yeah.
can relate to that if you're following football. So I think the game is that big for us, and I think it's more important for us to get a win than CSK.
Well, certainly Mumbai Indians have not been up to their mark this season. If Mumbai fans could argue that, but I can see a lot of comments coming in. Chennai generally loses post 15 matches in the IPL against Mumbai. Chennai Express versus Mumbai Local. A lot of good comments coming in. Obviously, we do know that both teams do have a large fan base as well. Aditya Gupta currently commenting that today is Maharashtra Day and Mumbai will win the match. Sean, your thoughts on Chennai's season so far? They've had an impressive season. They're on the top table. They're on the top of the table. Just one loss against the Delhi Capitals, but everything else looks perfect.
As you talk about the head-to-heads, I know Mumbai has been far ahead of Chennai, but after the ban, I know Chennai has not been up to the mark. But seeing Chennai's form in this season, it is spectacular. Like we just lost the first match against DC, where Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw was unstoppable. But after that, we bounced back and we just played like what we used to play. I think Chennai is going to win this one.
Well, Ronak commenting clash of the two fan armies here. Obviously, we do know that these two teams are one of the most popular in IPL. But a quick question to all our fans here: who do you think has a bigger fan base? If Chennai fans think that Chennai has a bigger fan base, then please show your love in the comment section, man. And obviously, Mumbai fans, if you do love if you do love your IPL franchise, and if you do think that Mumbai has a better fan base than Chennai, show it to us in the comment section, and we'll decide who has the bigger fan base here. But yeah, let's get back to the cricket here. Abhinav, obviously, Quinton de Kock is back in form and he's looking all set for another big knock in Delhi. a big positive for you, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, huge positive. If you see, this knock came in at the right time for MI and for Quinton. And just before the CSK game, that win was very important. Yeah, you can say that Rajasthan Royals weren't up to the mark, but a win is a win. So that was needed for MI, because you carry momentum into this game, and that's very important in games like these. So I think Quinton's form is very important for MI, and I hope he can continue from where he left off against Rajasthan.
Well, very, very well put there. But a question to Shaun here by Ayush Borde. He's asking if Jason Behrendorff should play today because he's a left-arm bowler, Australian tall bowler, and he can get in Rohit Sharma with that LBW with the ball coming in.
I don't think he'll play today because we all know that MSG likes to stick with the winning side, and with
Yes.
always obviously with MI, I don't think he'll be playing today. But for the future matches, obviously he'll play.
Hmm. So Sean thinks that Jason Behrendorff should not play today because the team is in good spirits and everything. But in case of fan base, there is no comparison due to MSD factor, is what Ronak is saying here. But I think Abhinav will disagree to that. Rohit Sharma's captaincy is well above what any other captain actually has done in the IPL. 8 seasons, 5 trophies. So. Uh, is there a reason to go against Rohit Sharma and his captaincy this time around, Abhinav?
Well, no, because I guess there are only two cricketing brains which work ahead in the game. I mean, they know
Yeah.
what's going to happen ahead in the game. Their thinking is that we can see what the game situation will be after a specific number of overs, and I think those two are Rohit Sharma and MS Dhoni. Both of them have proved
Yes.
that, and the results are showing that out of the 13 years, 8 titles are among these two sides.
Hmm.
So I think the captaincy plays a very important part if you want to clinch those titles. So I don't think there's a bigger captain here. I mean, who's gonna outclass the other? That's the main question.
A lot of questions coming in. Obviously, Prashant Mahadik has said that it's an old rivalry, a match which all of us have been waiting for. Tisha Jain in the comment section has said that Mumbai is back in form, but CSK has been in form since day one. So an interesting comment there. But coming back to Chennai's batting order, Sean, the opening order looks perfectly sorted with Ruturaj Gaikwad and Faf du Plessis, isn't it?
Obviously, the batting order is superb. The openers have been striking well, and if even if they don't deliver, the batting strength is very deep. We got Moeen, we got Suresh Raina, we got Raidu, we got Dhoni, we also got Sam Curran. So I don't think that is ever a concern for for CSK.
If you
Well,
want, if CSK can give us a couple of batsmen, I would take it, man. I mean, they're playing with 6 batsmen now.
Well, Abhinav certainly needs that extra batsman there for Mumbai. But a lot of questions here, one by Tisha Jain and Prashant again, and even Vijay Deshpande in the comment section has said, and even Chandni here now, right now, all of them are saying whether Jayant Yadav should be in the playing 11 today or not. And there's uncertainty about Nathan Coulter-Nile and his position as well. So, what are your thoughts on that, Abhinav?
Well, I always prefer in a T20 game that we play with 7 batsmen. I mean, MS does it. He plays 8 batsmen, to be honest. So I think, yeah, with Nathan Coulter coming in and Pollard batting at 6, that reduces the batting depth for MI. So I think if there's any change, I think Jayant Yadav may sit out, but I don't think that Rohit will want to, change that winning combination. And the problem is that Hardik is not bowling, and Krunal Pandya just bowled a couple of overs in the previous game. So we don't exactly know that if whether we can rely on Krunal for 4 overs or Hardik for a couple of overs or Pollard for a couple of overs. So that's the only reason I guess Rohit went with Nathan Coulter in the previous game. And if Hardik or Krunal are fit enough to give us those 4 overs, I think Jimmy Neesham can come in for Nathan Coulter or Jayant.
Well, yes, that will be certainly a thing to look out for Mumbai Indians. But a lot of people here again asking if it's time to replace Hardik Pandya. Mandar has asked that. Even Sachis has asked the position of Krunal Pandya. So a lot of uncertainties in the Mumbai camp at the moment. But on the contrary, Sean, Your middle order looks absolutely perfect. It seems that whoever seems to be promoted up the order seems to be clicking.
Obviously, the middle order is superb. Yeah, you got Suresh Raina, you got MSD, you got Raidu. Who else do you need? And as well as Jadeja, how he's delivering.
Karan,
The
even Sam
30s.
Karan is there.
Obviously, Sam Curran also. Plus, he
Arun
bowls too, and you
Jaitley as
saw the 37 runs in 37 runs he scored against Harshal Patel. Like the middle order is spectacular here.
Hmm. So yes, things looking slightly different for Chennai Super Kings, who are looking the more confident team today. But a question that I was eager to ask you all: it's a big game, a high pressure game. Are you nervous? And to all our fans out here, are you guys nervous for your respective teams because it's a big game and a lot is at stake. Even though teams might lose here, but a lot of respect is also at stake here because nobody likes to lose against their rivals, isn't it? Abhinav, starting with you.
Yeah, exactly, man. If there's any game which both these two sides don't want to lose, it's tonight's game, man. I mean, if we lose against CSK, we have to hear it for the next rest of the season. And if if the CSK loses to MI, those fans are gonna hear a lot from us. So I think a lot is at stake here because this is the biggest rivalry in IPL, man. You can't deny that. So I think nervousness. No, it's not nervousness. I would say positive kind of nervousness. We just want the game to start quickly. I mean, we can't wait for the next hour.
What are your thoughts? Are you nervous, Sean, or do you think you're very confident for today?
Of course not. I'm not nervous. With that form that Chennai is carrying, I don't think I should be nervous.
Well, perfectly put there.
For
Chennai
a
fans
debut
looking
match, Shaun
quite
is very
confident.
confident, man. For a debut match.
Well, yeah, Anurag in the comment section has said that because RCB lost yesterday, so no pressure for us today. And a lot of Chennai fans are also commenting here that Chennai is going to win today. But Anurag has another question: is winning the title more important, or reaching the most finals is more important? As a Mumbai fan, I think Abhinav, you'll agree to what
Yeah.
Anurag is saying here. But Sean, is winning the title more important, or reaching the playoffs?
Winning the title is very much important. Like, but we have that record of reaching the finals too. So
And
I
losing
don't.
to
I am
MI as
not.
well. Record as well. Losing the
I'm
final to
not.
MI is a nice record.
But we'll win. We'll win this time.
Well, a lot of banter going on as you expect from both these sides. Abhinav, my next question is to you. Ishan Kishan obviously was dropped in the last game against Rajasthan Royals. Do you think Ishan Kishan needs to get another place into the 11, given that it's a big match and you need a good batting depth?
Ishan Kishan can only replace Jayant Yadav in this squad. I don't see any other player going out for Ishan Kishan, but that is only possible if Krunal or Hardik are giving us those bowling overs, man, because we can't rely on Kyron Pollard to give us those couple of overs or give us those wickets in the middle order. So I think Nathan Kulkarni was brought in for that only, and I think he did a pretty decent job as well. Speaking of Jayant Yadav, yes, Rohit trusts Jayant a lot. I can see that. Not He doesn't ask him to get him the wickets in the middle orders, but he asked him to build the pressure on the opposition. So if
Yeah.
MI plans to go with Krunal again at number four, which I think was a good decision, because if you see in the previous in the domestic circuit as well, Krunal did pretty well for Baroda batting at number four. He scored tons of runs batting at number four. So I think no, I don't think Ishan Kishan will play tonight.
Certainly. A question for you, Sean. Do you think MS Dhoni or the Thala, as you call him, will shine today?
I think he'll shine today, but I don't think his batting will come today. The top order will only take the whole batting today.
No, no,
so so
we'll give you a chance. Good one.
if he wants to shine, there should be 3 or 4 wickets down. But I don't think that will happen today.
Well, perfectly put. Vijay agrees with Abhinav's point there. He thinks that Ishan Kishan should play definitely on Delhi's track because we all know that it's a batting friendly track in Delhi out there. But guys, please keep your comments coming in. You guys are doing an amazing job by building the rivalry up or building the tension up between our two fans here as well. Good going as of now. But let me come across to the middle order for CSK once again. Do you think that Chennai are playing an extra batsman out there with Ambati Raidu, whereas they should be looking for an opener or a another spinning option like Gautam? This is also a question from the comment section. So, do you think Gautam in place of Raidu will be a better choice because you obviously do have that depth in the batting?
Gotham is a very good bowler. I agree to that. But for today's match, I think Raidu is a perfect fit. After 3-4 match, I think Gotham should be given a chance. But the middle order now with Raidu is okay for today's match.
Okay, so just like MSD doesn't like to hamper with the with the winning combination, so is Sean. गुरुजी के आप ये निभा रहे हो क्या कहते
Path.
डिसाइपल हो आप एकदम यस सो a very good point made there. Sanchit is saying Tony Stark sir looking sharp in blue. I don't know whom he's talking about. Is he talking about me or Abhinav? But thanks for the comment anyways. Yeah, guys, let's talk about the pitch and the ground dimensions here in Delhi today. Obviously, we do know that there's a short boundary around 60 meters, but overall, it's a very short ground, the Arun Jaitley Stadium in Delhi. Abhinav, your thoughts on the ground dimensions first and then the pitch?
Yeah, the ground dimensions are pretty different compared to Ahmedabad or Chennai or the rest of the stadiums in Mumbai. So, yes, the ground dimensions play a big role if you're chasing. I mean, if you're batting first, you don't know what's a good score on with these dimensions. Speaking of the pitch, I think it's a much better pitch than what we saw in Chennai. And I think Shaun will agree with me here that batsmen found it difficult, scoring runs in Chennai. Apart from RCBs that where AB and Maxwell scored across 200 for RCB. Apart from that game, I don't think any other game was that exciting. So yeah, the pitch is much better, and Quinton de Kock proved it that pitch is very good compared to Chennai, where he was finding it difficult. In the previous game, we saw Quinton give us a match-winning innings. So that's the difference.
Big positive for Mumbai Indians there because we've seen that Quinton de Kock did not perform at Chepauk, but three CSK in 3 words is Parampara, Pratishtha, and Anushasan. So, Sean, your thoughts on that comment firstly, and then what do you reckon about the pitch today?
I totally agree with Ronak what he says. And talking about the pitch today, CSK has not played in Chennai, but I've seen the matches, and as Abhinav said that it is right. The scores are not been that good in Chennai, but when coming back to Delhi, they are scoring quite well, and I think I agree totally with Abhinav.
Okay, there's a question here for Abhinav. I think Hardik Pandya is not 100% fit. What is your opinion? This question is by Suryakant Bhogle. Thank you for your question again. And Abhinav, what are your thoughts on Hardik Pandya today?
Well, yeah, we can see that Hardik is not fit. We even saw Zair Khan and Shane Bond speaking to the press before that. Yeah, Hardik is not fit to bowl 4 overs. But I think they are playing Hardik Pandya the batsman and not Hardik Pandya the all-rounder in these games, and we'll see that for the 14 games of this season, I feel. But yeah, that gives us a bit of a disadvantage because Hardik bowling could have allowed us to play an extra batsman. Just because he is not bowling, we are playing with Jayant Yadav or a Nathan Coulter-Nine. So yeah, it's a bit of a disadvantage, but it's not a huge setback. We can cope up with that. Yeah.
Well, certainly, yes. Vijay Deshpande has a question here. Do CSK lack a death bowler here? Obviously, last match we did see Lungi Ngidi picking up 2 wickets at a good economy rate, but Dwayne Bravo was dropped from that 11 last time around, possibly due to some fitness concerns there. We're not quite sure about that, but Sean, do you think Bravo will replace Ngidi, or do you think it's all perfect for Chennai at the moment?
As for me, I think it's all perfect. I think Lungi will play today as early wickets are very important in the match to collapse the MI batting order in the power plays. I know Bravo is in Bravo's form against MI is super, but to destroy the MI's top order, I think we need three pacers as well as it provides MSD like uh, option for the power play. If Deepak Chah or Sam Curran don't deliver, he can obviously go to Nidhi. So I think Nidhi will play today, and we'll go with the same squad as well.
Backing the informed players. Again, once again, we all expect that from the Chennai Super Kings. Another question that I wanted to highlight was about Jimmy Neesham, and Devanshi has rightly pointed that out here in the comments as well. Jimmy Neesham in place of Nathan Coulter-Nile, do you think it's a better option?
Well, it's only a better option if Krunal Pandya can give us those 4 overs. And if you see if Jimmy Neesham comes in as well, he's not giving us that 4 overs because he's a similar kind of a bowler to Kieran Pollard. So I think if Krunal Pandya or Hardik Pandya can give us, I mean, I'm hoping that Hardik Pandya bowls tonight because he did bowl a couple of overs in the first game. So I think if Hardik can bowl, it's a no-brainer that Jimmy Neesham should come in with in place of Nathan Coulter-Nile because only to strengthen that batting order. We need depth in the batting order.
Okay, one important question that I'd like to take here by Anurag, and I'd like to answer it on a personal note. What makes IPL more interesting, watching the ball sail over the fence or some good quality wickets by the fielding side? I personally am a big lover of bowling attack. I personally am a fast bowler as well, so I do like obviously the stumps flashing all around the pitch. But yeah, some cricket fans might agree that hitting the ball for long sixes is also a good thing. But personally, I do feel that
I,
wickets
I,
are the best thing.
I think Anurag is an RCB fan because the ball didn't sail over for RCB in the last night. So I guess that's why he's asking this question.
Pretty good question actually there by him. Raidu performance is like Dio; it doesn't last long. Shaun, your thoughts on that?
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, that was a funny one, but I think he can deliver when he wants. Like there is no pressure on him. The team has a perfect depth in the batting order, but I think he can play his innings well. He I think he'll play little like 5 6 ball, but he'll deliver well.
Okay, so obviously we've seen how such a quality player Ambati Raidu has been for the Chennai Super Kings. A lot of questions coming in about Hardik Pandya and his spot in the World Cup as well. But right now we'll discuss about the other factors as well. The bowling for the Mumbai Indians, especially the spinners that they're going to be playing with today. Krunal Pandya, obviously, after the last good match, he should be expected to play. He's a good left arm option, so one option for him for Mumbai. Then Rahul Chahar with the leggy, and we obviously do have Jayant Yadav. So, do you think you're playing a spinner extra, Abhinav?
No, I don't think so because Rohit doesn't, rely on Krunal to give him 4 overs. Yes, he did bowl his quota of 4 overs in Chennai because the wicket was suiting him, and because the wicket was slow there, and this is a different wicket compared to Chennai, and that's the reason we saw, Krunal just bowling a couple of overs against Rajasthan Royals. He didn't get much turn, and the ground dimensions are pretty small. So just without turn, I don't think Krunal Pandya will be treated as a spinner alongside Rahul Char. These three will play. I guess.
Well, just for all you guys to know, Shaun is a leg spinner here as well, and Anurag has pointed out once again that when will we be seeing the third man cricket team in action? I think most of us who are analyzing or who are the hosts here have been ex-cricket players or are currently pursuing their career in cricket as well. So, Shaun, when will we see the cricket team in action, man?
That's a very good idea. I think we should think of that.
Yeah, man, I'm up for
Well,
it, man. I just want to get out of my house, man.
Totally.
Well, talking about the present situation in hands that we've got in hands right now, just before 5 minutes left for the toss, but I'd just like to bring in a special social message here as well that please, guys, do stay indoors and do not go to public places, do not go to crowded places because the condition outside is just getting worse and worse every day. It's better that you guys stay inside, get vaccinated, or at least get registered for the vaccination process. And together we will fight this battle against COVID-19, and surely we will have a cricket team of the third man show. as well in
Yeah.
stakes in the future.
And on a
So,
serious note, please wear mask wherever you go.
Also,
well,
it's very
yes.
important, man, because there's nothing more important than life. You just need to appreciate that you are breathing right now. That's a very big thing, considering the situation is pretty worse out there. So just please stay safe, everyone in the chat. Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to the cricket now. A very interesting news coming in from the comment section. Jimmy Neesham is getting his debut cap for the Mumbai Indians, and you can see that smile on Abhinav's face. Sean, I'd like to ask you this time around: any concern about Jimmy Neesham's presence in the team today?
Oh, I don't think it will be any concern for the CSK. He's playing good for him. Just no concerns
Well,
for our team.
I guess
certainly.
this means that Hardik will be bowling. I mean, I'm relying that Hardik is treated as a bowler tonight because Nathan Coulter. I'm guessing if Jimmy Isham is coming in, then Nathan Coulter is going out. I mean, if that's the change.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like to like change. Nathan Coulter-Nile obviously will have to show way for Jimmy Neesham, obviously. But Anjum Chopra was there at the pitch report today, and she said it was a flat track, as we all expected. 5 minutes left for the toss, guys. An easy call, but what do you guys think? Should you? Because we saw David Warner make an interesting choice against Chennai Super Kings by batting first, but do both of you agree that chasing is the easier and the best option on this pitch? Starting with Sean and then Abhinav.
Obviously, chasing will be a great option for today's game. If we win the toss, definitely we are going for bowling first.
Agree with
Yeah,
that, Abhinav?
yeah, I completely agree with Sean. And like I saw Anurag commenting here that 55 meter is a shortage boundary. So if you see the
Yes.
ground in the sense, 200 is easily chaseable on this wicket. And dew is not much of a factor here as compared to Ahmedabad. I mean, the dew at Ahmedabad was it's. I mean, you can't judge dew. You can't have dew like that in a T20 game, man. So I think dew is not much of a concern here because we have seen only two games played at the stadium, and one was an afternoon game. So and in
Hmm.
the CSK SRH game as well, we didn't see much dew coming in. Rashid Khan was getting that turn in the second inning. So I don't think captains will be worried about the dew. But yes, if they win the toss, they'll definitely bowl first.
Well, Chandni Rana in the comment section wants Trent Bolt to get among the wicket section once again. And Anurag has an
I
interesting
want to
question
tell
here.
Charlie, Trent Bolt is gonna get Ruturaj Gaikwad out tonight. I'm telling you, with that instinct.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that was one battle that I was gonna come up and that was a question to Sean actually. Ruturaj Gaikwad, we've seen first 10 balls he's striking at 70, just a mere strike rate of 70. But it's a very crucial and a decisive period for Ruturaj Gaikwad. First 10 balls, obviously, for any batsman are crucial, but Ruturaj Gaikwad we've seen is sensitive in those first 10 deliveries. Trent Bolt with the ball coming in. What do you reckon?
Talking about Rutraj Gaikwad, previous season he scored many 50s, like I guess 350s in the previous season. I
Yeah.
know the strike rate was less, but this season he has covered it up. In the starting matches, I know he's not delivered, but playing the other matches, he's definitely going well with the bat. And I don't think Trent Bolt will get him. I think he'll smash boundaries again.
Spoke like a true CSK fan here. Vijay Deshpande, has commented, "Keep it up, wash your hands. It's a good initiative that we guys have done." Yes, and we do have to be socially responsible at such a crisis in our country at the moment. But Kaustubh has an interesting question. Can we see Rohit Sharma bowling today, Abhinav?
No, 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 man. Please, no, man. We have a difficult situation with our bowling right now, but please don't give the ball to Rohit because I don't know. Rohit as the batsman is more required than Rohit the bowler.
Well, yes, 1 minute left for the toss. Win the toss and elect to bowl is what both of you have decided to do. And the short boundary will play a major factor. Requesting all our fans to just keep us updated in the comment section about what changes the teams make and obviously who wins the toss and elects to do what. So please do keep us updated with that. But again, we've seen the short boundaries. What kind of an effect will that play in today's game, Sean? Because we've seen that two spinners, three spinners, in fact, for Mumbai, and the short boundary might prove to be a big factor today.
Yeah, the dimensions of the Delhi pitches, Delhi ground is much smaller, and I think as they have three spinners, they can charge as much as they want. The middle order is well prepared for that, and I think they can charge in the after the power play overs.
Certainly, Ronak has said that we know what happens after those 10 balls for Ruturaj Gaikwad. He strikes at a strike rate of 150 in those 10 to 15, 10 to 17 deliveries, if I'm not wrong. And then after that, he's never been out in on 11 to 49. That's what was an interesting stat until the last game. So that was an interesting stat for Ruturaj Gaikwad, who will be the player to watch out for along with Duplessis today. Vijay Deshpande hopes that Hardik Pandya will at least bowl a couple of overs here, and Prashant thinks that Mumbai will surely win. So, as I said, the fan bases are humongous, and the stakes are at at another level today for both the teams out here. But I think we should get the toss update in just a couple of minutes from now on. But what do you think, Abhinav? Who has a better fan base? Is it Mumbai or is it Chennai?
Well, if you leave, you take out MS from CSK, I don't think they have a fan base then. So I think MI as a team has a bigger fan base, but yeah, the MS and Suresh are loved more in India. So I guess that's the reason they have a fan base similar to us.
We obviously have a very good fan base as compared to Ama. I think it is the bigger one.
Well, Mumbai Indians have finally won the toss, and there's some certainty. We are waiting for what they have decided to do, but it's an obvious choice, man. They've decided to bowl first today. Abhinav, bang on with your predictions once again. They will be bowling first. Jimmy Neesham looking strong, looking for a good chase today.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, the half the job is done. I guess the toss will play a huge role on this ground, and I guess the wicket doesn't change much in the second innings as well. So yeah, a huge toss to win, and I guess that's half the job done and 2 points in the bag then.
Spoke too soon if I can, put Shaun's reaction into words. But an interesting choice here. Dhaval Kulkarni is making his debut in this season for MI. Obviously, we do know he has played some good cricket for Rajasthan Royals and also Mumbai Indians for a brief period of time. But Abhinav, is it a good decision to bring in Dhaval Kulkarni in place of Jayant Yadav?
If that's then I guess yeah, I think it's a good decision because the spinners are getting battered on this ground. So I guess that's the only ploy that Rohit has thought. And if Jayant Yadav usually bowls for MI in the power play, where Ruturaj Gaikwad and Faf Duplessis they are two right-handers, so I don't think he'll be that effective if he's bowling to the right-handers. So I think that's the thinking behind this. And I guess if Dhaval Kulkarni has come in, then I don't think Hardik Pandya is going to bowl tonight again.
Perfectly put. Sean, any comments on CSK's fan base at the moment?
Talking about Dhaval Kulkarni, I think that was a good decision by MI. Like talking based upon cricket, but let's see. We have the top order batsman, the middle order batsman, also the low order batsman. I think we can dominate them all.
Chennai have opted for the same team. Any surprises, Sean?
No, no surprises. Obviously, they were going for the same team.
Well,
I'm
both are.
happy that Imran Tahir is not playing, man. To be honest, I expected Imran Tahir to play tonight only because of Rohit's vulnerability to leg spin. So I think that's good that Imran Tahir is out.
Both our analysts are bang on point. CS Sean going in with the right predictions. Obviously, Abhinav did predict that change for Jimmy Neesham today. So amazing job, guys. You guys are bang on point once again in the prediction sector. But um, Ruturaj Gaikwad and Fab Duplessis. If we need to talk about them once again, they've bought in. Mumbai Indians have bought in Dhawal Kulkarni today, who is a good swing bowler. So I'm assuming that he'll open the bowling with Trent Bolt. Is it a concern, Shaun? Once again, I'm asking you this question because the swing bowling looks perfect for Mumbai at the moment.
Yeah, obviously the swing bowling is perfect for MI, but starting it slow, starting the 2-3 overs slow, I think they'll manage to cover the innings up, and I think they'll have a good score in the board. Like I expect to for the score to be 180 and 200, 180 to 200.
Okay. Abhinav, one question to you again. Surya Kumar Yadav's form, a concern, a slight concern for you. Obviously, we do know he's got those 15, 20, or the 25 runs that he scored, but a big innings due for Surya Kumar Yadav?
Yeah, and most probably that it will be tonight. So, and we are not thinking from a MI fan base point of view. I'm thinking from the Indian cricket point of view as well. That Surya Kumar Yadav should be there in that T20 spot for the World Cup later this year. So I think Surya needs to remember that he's played that rash shots quite a few times this season. I think that's something he knows that by now, and I think we won't see that kind of dismissals again tonight. And hoping for a good chase from him. He can be the Virat Kohli of MI tonight.
Just a couple of seconds before we
That's a
wrap
strong
up the
statement.
show. Just a couple of questions we'll take before we wrap in because we've got a time limit. Obviously, unfortunately, we do have that. CSK don't have the bench strength, is what Vijay Deshpande is saying. I'm sure Shaun, you'll disagree with that because, and I'm also suspecting that Vijay is a MI fan out there.
Yeah,
Pulling
Vijay is a
Shaun's
huge
leg.
MI.
You
Yeah,
know, you can't
he's
run away
pulling.
with the facts. You can't run away with the facts, Vijay.
Yes.
CSK is a better team today.
Good to see that banter and good to see that confidence there from Shaun. And CSK has bigger hitters than Mumbai. Hope the record changes, is what Prashant has said. But Siddesh is disagreeing. Even MI has big hitters. So
I just
I'm not.
wanted to I just wanted to
Who?
point that someone asked who should we bet some money or something. I guess it should be MI. I mean, if you're chasing here, then I guess you got the money in your pocket again.
Well, certainly a good advice from the bet master himself, Anurag. No, no, no. Just on the funnier side there. But one last question before we wrap up the show. Shaun, Dream 11 captain and vice captain for today.
My gut says that Suresh Raina will score a 50 today, so I'll pick him as my captain today. I don't know why, but just my gut feeling for that.
And your vice
Sounds good.
captain?
My vice captain, I think Jadeja, or yeah,
Perfect.
Jadeja, right?
Yeah, he goes well with those three dimensions. We did not talk about Sir Ravindra Jadeja today, and I think we'll be expecting something big from Jadeja as well today because last match he was slightly under par if we saw that performance against RCB, but after that he was slightly below par. Is if most of the fans will disagree with me, but the standard that he has set is absolutely so high at the moment. Anurag, Dream 11 predictions here. Who will be your captain in today's game and who will be your vice captain?
Well, I guess I'm going with Surya because he's due a big score now, and I guess tonight's the perfect occasion to do that. And vice captain, I guess it will be Jasprit Bumrah. Yeah, with his death bowling, we saw in the previous game that he is back. So I guess it's Jasprit Bumrah for me.
Okay, Siddesh, if you've been wondering who to pick in your Dream 11, the experts have rightly pointed out. Shaun is saying you should pick Raina and Jadeja, obviously. And Abhinav has said that Surya Kumar and Bumrah will be the choices for today because it's the battle of the experienced men today. And unfortunately, guys, that's the only time that we've got on our show. All the best to both of you and all the best to all our fans. We absolutely loved this session today because it was quite an interactive one in the comment section as well. Shaun obviously making his debut. Let's see how lucky he is for the Chennai Super Kings. But
No, no, he's
Abhinav
not
has to.
lucky, man. He's not lucky, man. Debutant's luck won't work here, man.
So Abhinav thinks that debutant is an unlucky word, in fact, for Chennai Super Kings. But certainly, we will have to wait and watch about what happens today. It's an exciting game, a nail-biting match. Let's see if it's a dominating game or a last ball thriller. But we surely will join you guys in the post-match session as well. Thank you everyone for joining in, and
Lastly, to
do keep
say,
on. Yeah.
lastly to say, at the end it will be a beautiful game of cricket, like it is Chennai and Mumbai, the El
Agreed, man. They
Classico.
don't disappoint. Yeah.
Well, perfectly put there by Shaun. It'll be a good game of cricket. We'll see some fierce competition and a lot of rivalry there. MS Dhoni and Rohit Sharma, the two captains. And thank you guys. You guys have been an amazing company. We'll join you for the post match analysis as well. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Let's see you soon.
Thank you, thank you. Stay safe, guys.
Yes, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.